Yo. It's cracking, everybody.
You have to tell them. Yo. What up, everybody?
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of the Best Cheapest Podcast. Got a little comfortable. Got me some ice cream. Got me some water. We got some family in the house.
Nice.
Day one. My cousin, Gio. You guys heard the past two episodes. First off, what up, Gio?
Hey, what's good, everybody?
I was trying to call him, trying to get him on the spot, all natural, but oh shit, he was night.
Yeah, that work life, baby.
Sheesh. But yeah, so you know what? I said, fuck it, let's try to run it and do it live. So what's up, man?
What's up? Thank you for welcoming me to the show. It's an honor to be here. You feel me? I like it a lot, bro.
You were pretty nervous coming in. You said you weren't, but
nah. I want to shout out Miss Leva, public speaking, A+, 2 years in a row.
Where was that? Colton High School?
Yeah. Colton.
Whatever.
The school's whack though.
All high schools are whack.
Nah. I want to shout out Washington. I love that place.
Washington.
Best high school in the IE.
What the? We have a high school named Washington?
Yeah, it's a continuation, but they're considered high school.
Why was it the best? Why is it better than Colton?
Let me list, bro. First, I like how I want to shout out to all the old staff. I know they probably don't work there no more. Like, shout out, changed my life.
How so?
So, let me see.
Wait. Let's wait. How old are you?
17. I'm about to be 18 in August.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Just wanted to give people a reference of how old you were.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking about that, many of you probably know me as Maui. I'm going to shout this out on my IG. Shout out to everybody, the football team. I love y'all, but fuck the high school. All right, let me talk about
because I didn't like high school. High school was whack.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was because of me, my personal choices. But I feel like high school could be a very important part in a young, especially for me and for what I know, a young man's life. And you could get caught up in some shit, or you could change it, or caught up in some shit, change your life, or just go the straight route. But there was some teachers. There was one teacher in particular who kind of helped me get through that shit. Yeah. So that's what I want to hear. I'll share my story, but
all right, yeah. So
tell me what's up, Mr.
So yeah, like how you said, high school freaking sucks. And at the Colton High School, I could tell you many stories, many incidents that I had with teachers. And I feel like as a freshman, the teachers got to me at a point where I wasn't even going to school no more. I wouldn't go.
You wouldn't go because you didn't like school, or because you didn't like the teachers?
It was like a combination. The teachers kind of took part of me not liking school because they would tell me stuff like, oh, I saw your background, I saw this, I saw that, and then I would get judged based off of that. And I wouldn't even get a chance to show them like, yo, I'm actually trying to change. I know I messed up. And I feel like I never got the opportunity at a regular high school because they've put like the smarter kids, at the front, and they're like, oh, you're a bad kid, so I'm going to just always get you in trouble, And I'd have a teacher that she'd mentioned that the first day, like, oh, I looked at everybody's transcripts, I looked at everybody's background, and she would start naming everybody. And I was in the group that, she was all like, oh, I don't want you to be in this classroom, so try to switch out. And I was all like, it was like my first day. And her name was, if you go to the high school, trust me. Everybody has a story about her. So yeah, she was part of it. And
wait, Miss at Colton and Miss at Washington.
Oh yeah.
So Miss was the not so good experience.
Yeah.
And Miss was the good high school experience.
It's a life changer, bro.
Okay.
Swear. All right, so yeah, so she'd tell you off the bat too. She was a sexist lady, so she was like, girls were on this side of the room and boys were on this side, and if you were a boy talking to a girl, that was an automatic referral to the office and shit, and it was weird, and I was like, what the heck? I always felt like I was like a kind of rebellish type of kid, so I was like, nah, I'm not about to be cool with this, like, I better get switched. And I would talk to
so you were talking to other girls?
Yeah, nah, not like that. We got a special guest in the room, you know?
I know. I'm just being like, I was just trying to be funny.
Yeah. So like, I would talk to my counselors about it, like, yo, and they like the fucked up part was the school knew about her, and they knew how she was, and they were like, oh, just ignore it, or if you come up here, like, you're not gonna get in trouble. But I was like, what the heck? So we're just gonna ignore the fact.
So they were just telling you that if you went to the office because of her, like, nothing was gonna happen.
Yeah, nothing was gonna happen.
But you still had to fucking lose time in school because of this fucking lady.
Exactly.
And her whatever rules.
Like, the office knew, like, oh, you got a referral from. Like, they just throw it away and you just sit there the whole period, you know. They're like, oh, it's not even worth getting into. So I was like, nah. So I'd go and I'd get in trouble every day.
Chocolate, sorry.
Ice cream.
Bang cream.
Right. R.I.P. Hold it down. All right. So there was a point where I got mad and I forgot what she was telling me. Something about, like, I was gonna end up in the streets or something. I was like, whoa, that's too far. And I started to cuss her out. And then she started to cry and she called security, and she was like, oh, he's trying to punch me and all this. So I got mad and I threw a book at her, and then that's when the security rushed in.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and they took me, and then
was the security already inside when you threw the book at her,
yeah.
or when she was on the phone?
They were opening the door, and she was all saying something like when I was walking out. So when I was walking out, there was a desk right here, and I just grabbed a book. I was like, threw it at her. I didn't want to hit her. I just threw it like at her direction because I wasn't raised to be like that. But I was just like a point because she was telling me all this before security came. Whoa. What's going on?
The third mic fell.
Oh, yeah. So it was like a whole process. And then next thing I know, I wasn't going to go to school no more. And then I basically dropped out. Yeah, I wouldn't go to school. And then Colton didn't want me there either. So then I found out about Washington, and they were cool. They accepted me, like, right away. They found out that I left school. And I started, like, the next day. And that's when I met everybody there. He was really cool.
What do you teach?
Taught math.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had what was his name too? But this fool was a Filipino. I think he was Mr. Mark. He was Filipino, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was cool too. Anyway.
Yeah.
He was an Algebra 2 teacher, but yeah.
Hey, yeah, he was Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. Because it was only 9th and 10th grade there. So there was only 4 teachers, actually. And for the 2 years that I was there.
At that school, there was only 4 teachers?
At that school, there was only 4 teachers.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they just, like, they would teach 9th grade English, and then they would teach 10th grade English. And it was the same teacher. Shout out, Miss. Hey, I love you. Nah, she was cool. All right, so Mr. He started this group called the 10 Boys Club. And, like, he wanted to, because that school was bad. That shit was like a race war going on there.
Like, bad as in not good or bad as in dope?
Nah, it was like bad as in not good. But then the teachers actually cared for the students there. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, if there was only four teachers there in the whole fucking school.
It was nothing but love there. Like, it was a whole different environment. And you were talked down, actually, for going to Washington. So, like...
Well, yeah, I mean, I know, like... Because, I mean, I went to all regular high school and shit, but there's a continuation school that we knew about called Birch, and like if you went to Birch, you were a fuck up. Like, you fucked up. You know what I mean? Because I mean that's just what it is. I feel like if you didn't mess up one way or another, you were just stayed in the fuck. I mean, I was a fuck up. Like I didn't like high school. I didn't fuck with high school. I didn't give a fuck about high school. Like, and that was just my experience. I'm not saying that's how it should be or whatever. That's just my experience, and that was just me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I didn't go to high school or to Birch, and I was like, oh, like I barely made it in a sense. You know what I mean? But
hey, there's no shame, bro. I graduated late, but you feel me? I still love school towards the end because of Mr. He low key changed my mind with the. I'm gonna talk about the 10 boys club again, cause it was actually like he chose like he saw who basically kind of ran that school supposedly. You know how people say that, like, oh, that kid, you know, when it's a small school, there's like that group that sort of runs it supposedly or whatever. And like all the teachers know them and everything. So he'd pick those kids and he'd put them in this group because he saw that like the rest were scared of him or the rest were like, you know. So he would say that we had the most respect and like he saw that the kids looked up to us. But like we were just normal dudes, you feel me, who grew up like kind of all the same in that group. And that group actually, he would like say that he wanted to make us men. And we used to build shit. We built a table. And he'd just give us life lessons because I guess when he was young. Oh, what the fuck?
Yo, Autumn, you shit ass.
And she pissed.
She fucking literally just fucking dumped.
Damn, that's the
Damn, clean it, bro. We gotta stop because fucking Autumn over here took a fat dump in front of the monitor and shit. Unreal. Anyways.
Hey.
You were talking about the 10 boys club?
Yeah.
Mr. Washington High?
Yeah. Hey, if you ever went to, or if you went to Washington, you know the deal. I met my first Samoan there. Shout out. Hey, he was scary. I was in middle school. He ran that place.
He ran Washington?
Yeah. He was pretty scary, bro. I played football with him.
Was he big? Bigger than you?
Hell yeah. Damn. I think he's like 6'3".
I don't know if you guys could tell on camera, but this fool's big. Like, he's thick.
Shotty thick.
But like, why did it change your life?
Cause for a while, I low-key wanted to just stop going to school. And I told him, I opened up to him because I was like, yo, you actually make me want to learn math. That's crazy. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty smart, but it's just random. Like, I don't know. I have to really like be interested, or like I learned that about myself. Like, it has to be a really good teacher. Like, I guess I'm picky about my education.
In what sense? Like, what makes a teacher good?
I like the connection. Like,
yeah.
I've noticed there's teachers that actually really want to connect, and then there's teachers that are just there for a check. Like, yo, that's not cool, bro. Like, you're teaching the youth, bro. Like, to me, that's how I feel. Like, a teacher really needs to show that passion, because like at Colton, a really big thing there is like a teacher. You come into a classroom and a teacher automatically demands respect and everything. And I'm like, yo, I don't know if I'm just different, but like, that's the one thing Mr. always taught us. Like, he was like, oh, I know some of you don't want to go to school, so I'm going to respect you because I want you to respect me. And I want you to always feel like you're welcomed in the classroom. You want to actually be there to learn. And he remembers because growing up, he grew up in LA. He was part of like all this crazy shit he would always tell us about. Like, he was like, I guess he'd say he was like us, but he changed. And it showed that he really cared about us, and he didn't even know us like that. He would always be like, "Oh, if you were from a hood or something, he'd call you your name just to respect you." Like there was a kid named Lee. Well, his name was, but he didn't like to be called. He wanted to always be called. And then Mr. would always tell him like, "Yo, if I call you, would you pay attention to my class?" And like he would be like, "Yeah, I guess." Turned out he actually got an award for like most improved, just for having a year with Mr. Martinez. Like they showed his grades were going up. That shit was pretty crazy, and I was like, "Yo, I might actually listen to this guy." You feel me? Because if he could change someone like that, I was like, I'm pretty sure he could teach me some knowledge. And I heard about the 10 Boys Club, and I was like, I would talk to him like, "Yo, what do I got to do to get in there?" Because like you'd stay after school and you have meetings with him. Like he just give us like all types of knowledge, all types of speech, everything.
Oh, is that where you guys built a table?
Yeah, we built a big ass king chair too for Santa Claus to sit in.
What the fuck?
At a Christmas party we had at school.
I was about to say what?
Yeah. So yeah, I talked to him, and he looked up my grades and everything, and he saw I was behind in a lot of classes. He was like, "Yo, I'll make a deal with you. If you could at least get 3 A's by second semester, I'd accept you in the club." And I was like, "Oh, bet. I'm about to get on it." And I ended up getting an A in his class, an A in English, and then an A in history. Shout out. Hey, I feel bad. I used to bully him. Yeah, I had Lexi for that class. She knows.
That's funny. So this dude, this random guy, changed your whole mentality on school.
Yeah.
Because he was willing to take his job seriously.
Yeah. And he wanted to actually become a principal, and everybody would support him, like the whole school. We were like, "Yo, if you were actually a principal, like at any high school, that shit would be number one." Because like his way of teaching, his way of connecting with kids was like one of a kind, bro. And he knew too. We'd always like clap for him and everything. We were there when he got a special teachers award. We were his number one fans. We were like, "Yo, that's my dog."
That's funny. So he changed your whole approach, and you wanted to be more involved in the school.
Yeah.
Because of this fool.
Yeah. And I saw the change in myself. You feel me? Like I actually cared again, and I was like, "Yo, I actually need to wake up. Like this is my last chance."
What was it though? Like, why did you want to be in the 10 Boys Club? Because
I just heard like
you wanted to be part of a group. Did you want to be involved in what was going on in there?
Oh, nah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What exactly? Like, were you missing something that you saw that was in there?
Yeah, I saw it, and well, he's like my homie, or he is my homie. His name's. We were both sent there at the same time in middle school. So we got sent there in middle school, came back to Colton. We got sent back, and we were together though. And I saw this big old change in him. He was worse than me. Hey, shut up. So he was worse than me actually. And then I saw his grades changed a lot. His mom was actually like more happy. He had straight A's. I was like, "Yo, I need that." I was like, cause then I ain't trying to like. I'd be sad, cause like I wouldn't get the same grades as him. I'd be like, nah, there's no way. He was worse than me, and now he has better grades. He's like actually changing. He'd get honor roll, and I was like, that's when I was like, yo, he changed. He was changing. I was like, I'm not trying to get stuck. You feel me? Like I want the education, cause like I started to notice that like with a good education you could probably go far, and I was all like, it's time. I need to change, and
I mean, you're only fucking, what, 15, 16 at this point?
Yeah.
Nah, hey, like 15?
I'm the youngest one in the group, actually. So,
Wait, you're still in it?
No.
At that point you were.
Yeah,
doing
at
it.
that
Okay,
point,
okay,
I was
okay.
the youngest one in the group. So, yeah, I was probably like 15, 16. And I started to realize a lot of stuff. And I was like, yo, it's time to change. And I needed help. And I told him. And he reached out, pulled through. He actually got me to talk to the coach at the high school to play football. He got me connection. And I was actually training while I was at Washington. So I was already like building my shit to go back to Colton. Cause I told him, I was like, yo, I don't think I could go back to regular high school. I was like, there's no way. And he was like, nah. He was like, you changed, bro. He was like, trust, just go back. I was like, I don't think I could. I was like, I won't like it there. I know. I'll probably just drop out again or something. He was like, nah. So like, let me call some connects. Let me see what I could do. He was like, you trying to play football? And I was like, yo, I like street football, so why not? I watched it a lot. I'm pretty sure I could learn it. Next thing I know, I had a meeting with Coach. Shout out Coach. Because Colton actually didn't want me back. Colton didn't want me back. They were like, nah, just send him to Slover. We're done, this and that. And Coach was like, what if I could change, like, everything that he does? Like, he'll actually get good grades. He'll be in sports. And the first mess up he does, we'll just kick him out. And they were like, all right. He had a pretty big word in Colton. So next thing I know, I was back in Colton playing football. My first semester there.
Was that the first year you played?
Yeah, it was the first year I played. Shout out Coach. Miss you, big homie. So yeah, I was back, and I felt a big difference. Like, I felt I was ready. I was in love with school again. I wasn't getting A's and B's, but I was in the C, D range again. I was like, fuck, it's something.
Yeah.
I was eligible to play 2 years in a row. And then this is why I always say, like, yo, freshman year is the worst year to mess up, bro. I was in my second year of football, and it was like our fourth game of the season. I had a meeting in the office. I was scared because I was like, damn, what did I do now? I thought I was good. Next thing I know, they told me, you can't graduate here, basically. There's no way. You're so behind. And I was confused. I was like, what the heck? At Washington, they told me I was caught up. I was actually ahead. They were like, nah. You're good on your 10th grade year, I think. But they were like, you're missing a lot for freshmen. There's just no way you could graduate here. And I was like, nah. I was like, fuck, man. Next thing I know, they were like, your only option is you have to leave by next week. And I didn't know how to tell my coach or anything. I was like, fuck, that shit just ruined my whole year. Next thing I know, I was at Slover.
Is that another continuation school?
Yeah. That place sucks balls, bro.
Why couldn't you go back to Washington?
Cause
they only did 9th and 10th?
9th and 10th.
But if you needed to redo your freshman year, why couldn't you go back? Because you're already a junior?
Yeah. No, I was a senior at this point.
Oh, okay.
It was my second year of football. And, there was just no way to go back. Or there was a way to go back, but it was independent study. So basically, I still had to leave Colton. Excuse me. So I had to leave Colton anyways. And I ended up at Slover. Slover was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, when you were talking about your teachers, I was thinking about how, I mean, my freshman year, when you said about freshman year is the worst year to fuck up, I didn't give a fuck about, like, anything in my freshman year.
Yeah, me either.
Like, I didn't care about school. I didn't care about nothing. Like, I didn't have no interests. I didn't have nothing. Like, I was absolutely just fucking existing. I was just walking this fucking planet, and after freshman year, I got an art class sophomore year, and that teacher, she like you said about Miss, she invested in her students. Obviously, there was a gang of kids. We had like fucking 30 kids in each fucking classroom. She had obviously 6 periods and shit, but she couldn't invest in every fucking kid. But she tried her best, and like she changed my whole fucking whole thing, because it was obviously, well, it was an art class, so you were just able to just be open and free, and like any fucking project or classwork you did. So I guess that was a way for me to like open up emotionally or whatever. So what I'm getting to is that she allowed that to like for you, for that growth for me. You know what I mean? And a few other people, they always went to her during lunch. She would be willing to stay in her classroom during A lunch and B lunch or whatever her lunch was. And I took, after sophomore year, I was in her class every year. Like I didn't miss her fucking class. I was in there, and she changed my whole shit. Like she was, she didn't talk to me in the sense of like, oh, you gotta fucking care about school and shit, but just by her like just having a conversation and talking to me every fucking day about whatever, it opened up like, oh shit, this is important, that's important. You know what I mean? It wasn't even necessarily about going to school and getting fucking A's. It was just about like whatever was going on that fucking day that I needed to talk to. Like she was that person that I was like, oh, shout out Miss. I can't wait for fucking 4th period or whatever the fuck it was to go to her class, so I could just do my shit and not have to fucking 2 + 2 = 4, like any like structured shit. Her classroom was just, all right, this is the classwork, but it's like you get to decide what that classwork is. You know what I mean? Because it was art. So that was the teacher that, you know what I mean, impacted the way Mr. did for you.
Yeah, and I like how you said though. I think that's a big problem with all the high schools. I feel like there's just so much kids that at Washington there was probably like at least 6 of us in the class. It was pretty small, so the teachers actually got to care for like everybody. Like it was like an individual type connection, because like there was only 6 of us. At a regular high school, there's like 28 to 30 minimum in a class.
And let me ask you, because with all this shit going on right now, about like police brutality and all this stuff, right?
Hey, that's just crazy.
It's real fucking crazy. My idea, my thought, not in detail, obviously, it's just an idea, is with this whole defund the police thing. I agree with it to an extent. So what I'm asking you is, if they were to put more money into the schools to where there was at most 15 kids a classroom, you think it would have made a change in you? Like it would have not made a change in you, but you think high school would have been different for you? You know what I mean? If it was more personable, not 6, because 6 is like, you know what I mean? It's very small. Yeah. So like 15 seems okay. 15 seems reasonable. 15 kids, especially in high school, because that's the most impressionable free public schooling that you get. Yeah. You know what I mean? And because you're becoming a young adult, and you're like forming yourself at the most. Obviously elementary and middle school too, but high school is like, that's peak. Like you're trying to find your fucking way and who you are.
And shit. And that's a big topic in high school too. Like they want you to find your path, but I feel like how you said,
they don't show you.
There's no help. There's just like pick this or this, and if you pick it, we'll try to talk to you, and then go talk to a counselor in college, this and that. Like they just try to brush you off, like it's just like a cycle. You just keep getting pushed off and pushed off. But if there was more money invested to high schools, me personally, actually like witnessing that one-on-one connection, I'd actually think there'd be more success in high schools. Because our Miss was pretty cool, our principal, but her big problem, low key, she was like a numbers person. She wanted Colton to be number 1 so bad. I remember a meeting I had. They basically said I wasn't smart enough to be there. Like, oh, my test scores were making them look bad. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was gonna say. Like, by you not, by their system failing, their teaching system failing,
yeah,
you're failing, but you're making them look bad.
yeah,
When
and
in a sense, it's their school system, the way they're teaching, the way
yeah,
shit is ran, and maybe it's not all their fault. Maybe they have an X amount of dollars that they could only spend, and they're at their peak. You know what I mean? So I get that entirely. It may not be the school's fault, but maybe that's where, like, it goes into where I think that if more money is going into police instead of education, that's where the issue is. Like, that's not the whole issue, but I think that if more money were invested in schools rather than police, you'd have less. You'd have more. Like I was telling, I had a Esteban on. Shout out Esteban. We were talking about like different shit. You know what I mean? And I was telling him, like, you water the root, your fruit is gonna be much rich.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And if
know
you don't water the root, then you're not gonna have fruit at all, maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To harvest. But if you water the fruit and you give it the nutrients it needs, then your harvest is gonna be plentiful.
Yeah.
So same thing. You water the young minds. Your young minds, of course, some of them are gonna be, unfortunately gonna not adapt, or they're gonna choose their own direction. But if you water the young minds, then more than likely they'll choose a positive path.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of going down the other, a negative path.
Hey, I want to talk about the speaking about that. I want to talk about the San Bernardino actually school district. I know a couple people from Verdun. Hey, shout out Verdun to my mom. Yeah, but like my homies say, like, yo, like our teacher actually like does this and that, and then I'm like, yo, it's totally different over here. Like over here, they're like they look at all our scores or whatever. And I remember being in all these meetings and shit, and like all the kids that I would sit in the back with, we'd be in that meeting, and that meeting was basically like, oh, y'all gotta choose a different school. Like, we need you to start getting up out of here. And the San Bernardino,
instead of helping you,
like
they're creating more shit to distract you.
They would put us on a contract, like, yo, if we didn't get our grades up by this certain time, like we'd be like automatically sent to another school. We'd get sent to either Washington options or Mojave. It was like one of those three. Like, yo.
But did they provide the resources for you to get those grades up, or you just had to keep on taking the same classes for you to
It was just take the same classes. They'd be like, oh, ask your teacher for tutoring, and if not, like, there's other teachers that offer tutoring. You just have to look around. I mean, they try to help, but like they'd make you feel like kind of down, like, oh, like you have like this certain date or else you're automatically going to go to this school. And some kids like in those meetings were like, well,
fuck it.
They're like, how come I just can't get sent right now? Like, let's just get it over with. And I was like, yo, that's not like what I'm about to do. Yeah. So I was like, yo, I was like one of those kids. I was like, yo, let me just sign this paper. And I was
because
like,
what you're seeing isn't helping you already. So what's going to change? If they don't provide anything else, if they're just going to provide the same shit, then just fuck it. Just get it over with.
Oh, yeah. So, like, my homies in the San Bernardino school district, they'd be like, nah, it wasn't like that. Like, if you were, like, struggling or something, like, they'd actually put you, like, in these tutoring programs. I knew someone where, like, the school they paid for a tutor, and, like, the tutor would go. And, like, I feel like their district is probably, like, a little bit more poor than us, but they were actually trying.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know the fucking details.
Yeah,
I mean, but that's better.
Numbers,
but that's better on the person.
Yeah, I'm hearing like better things.
Not everybody needs to go to fucking college. Not everybody wants to fucking go to Harvard or wherever the fuck.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you get that connection as you're growing as an adult, you know what I mean, becoming an adult or a young adult, and you get that impression that there's people out in the world that give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? As you're becoming that person. You know, that's gonna help you. That's gonna motivate you to seek whatever path you want.
Yeah.
Whether it's fucking college or whether it's whatever, become a fucking whatever.
Yeah.
You know, a blue collar job, whatever the fuck.
And that was one of the resources that Washington would give us too. Like, they wouldn't push for college, but they'd be like, yo, there's certificates out there you could get. Try it. You're into cars. You don't have to go get an AA. You don't have to go do this and that. Like, there's 6-month programs and shit. And they'd be like, just try. Put your name in the like, I want to try list or something like that, and maybe you get a call. There was actually some people that would go back to their high school, and they'd go to like college, and they came from Washington, and I was like, yo, we really did it.
Yeah. I mean, if like you know, I mean, like I mentioned, if that's what you want and that's what you've always wanted, and you fuck up, but you know, you regain that vision. I feel then like that's what you're gonna do. But if that's not what you want to do, then there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with fucking being any blue collar job. You know what I mean? No matter what it is, there's nothing fucking wrong with it. You don't have to go to school, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars, and be in debt for half of your life after that, and work just to pay it off. And not even once you graduate, you don't even get a job in what you your title.
That's
you know
exactly what I'm saying.
You get a fucking diploma in whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? And you don't even use it because there's no jobs in there. Because there's only so many jobs, and they're not gonna hire everybody at a fucking rate that they promise you. That they advertise you, go to college, spend $100,000, and you're gonna be making $200,000 a year. Well, there's not that many $200,000 jobs in that field that you chose.
And that was always
there's so many fucking people doing the same thing.
That was always the question I had, or that was always like the response that I would give too. Like, yo, if I go to college, like, there's a higher chance of me getting into debt and maybe not be doing what I want to do. And then like they tell me like, oh, nah. If you go to college, you're gonna be way better, this and that. Like,
there's a possibility.
There's a possibility, but
there's also a possibility that you don't give a fuck about it even more. And you're like, man, I'm just wasting my money.
Hell yeah.
You know? I'm not pushing for people not to go to college.
Nah.
You know, because like I was saying, I didn't give a fuck about school.
Yeah.
But now that I'm older, like I didn't give a fuck about history when I was in high school. I gave two shits about fucking history. Yeah. And now, like, I'm not looking up historical shit, but I'm like, when anything pops up on my Google feed or whatever, I'm like, oh shit, like history related, I want to know about it. Like, I've talked about like 2 or 3 times on the podcast already, you know what I mean, about like putting myself in a position, you know, that people were in the same place back in the day, and I'm like, damn, that was dope, whatever. But what I'm saying is, I'd like to go to college one day, or like go take some type of formal, quote, educational learning, you know what I mean, someday. But so I'm not trying to push fuck college, you know, I'm not trying to push that, but I'm just saying that that's not the road everybody should fucking take.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They don't need to push that upon people, because why don't you give them options and tell them, hey, you know, fucking do this and that. At the high school I went to, I guess like 2 years after the year I graduated, they closed like all the artistic shit. They had like stained glass. They had ceramics. They had woodworking. I forget what else they had that they closed. And these were all like, you know, just shit that people could have found interest in. And now the only thing they have is like fucking your basic math, history, fucking English, whatever. And like, what the fuck? You need to fucking try to give these kids an option for them to. Not all the kids know fucking what they want to do when they're kids.
Hey, exactly.
I know why the fuck I didn't.
I feel like that was also a problem too. Like, if you didn't know what you wanted to do, you were looked down upon. Like, oh, maybe he's not gonna do nothing. And I was one of those kids that, like, I still don't know what I want to do.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Like, yeah, and like when I was at schools and they'd ask me, they're like, oh, well, you need to start thinking because time's gonna go by. And I was all like, what the heck?
Listen, I'm fucking 28. And I don't know exactly what I want to do. You know what I mean? I have different fucking interests, and I'm like, oh, I want to do that, and I want to do that, and I want to do that. But there's not like a concrete thing that I want to do. That I'm like, oh, I'm a fucking go all for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there's so many things that at an older age, older. I'm 28, so take that into context.
Nah, still young, bro.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is like older, as in referencing from high school to now.
Oh yeah. I see.
There's a lot of things I encountered. Like, oh shit, that's dope. That's dope. I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do that. You know what I mean? There's so much shit. So what I'm saying is, you don't need to fucking discover what the fuck you want to do right away. Like, and they should give that option now. Like those, they should give those different windows. Yeah. Or they should, what's it called? They should provide the different windows so you can see through them and say, oh shit, maybe I'd like to see that. Maybe I'd like to go there. Maybe I'd like to go to that place. But if they don't provide that, how are you supposed to fucking say, well, I only have two options, math or fucking English? Shit, and if I don't choose either of these two, I'm a dumbass?
Hey.
Fuck.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Instead of them giving you different windows to look through and say, oh shit, look at that view, look at that view, look at that view. Oh shit. You know what I mean? Now you know what could possibly be out there, you know what I mean? And instead of doing that, they just fucking close you in and say either this or this. If not, you're a dumbass. That's the opposite.
Or it's always like the army, but like no disrespect to the army, but like yo, it's either college or the army, and like that's what they used to tell us at the high school. Like yo, college or the army. They'd have recruits every day. And I was like, yo, those are like the only two options there. I'm like, nah. It was pretty whack there. That's why I always have like hate for Colton High. Cause like when you tell somebody like a teacher, they're like, "Yo, I'm not interested in any of that." Well, they'd be like, "Oh, my son's doing this. He's in the army, whatever. You don't want this amount of money every month, this and that." I'm like, "Nah, I'm not into none of that." Well, they're like, "Well, we don't know what you want," so they just push you along.
Yeah. Nah, I mean that. Yeah.
That shit was whack there. But I know what you mean though.
I know you know what I mean, and it's not a bad thing that you don't know what you want. Like you could fucking experiment, however fucking long till you find what you like. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's so much shit out there. There's so much fucking shit.
I mean, I kind of found what I want to do, but I'm not sure how I want to approach it.
You fucking just look it up and try it. You know what I mean? Try it out. Fucking get your toes wet in whatever it is and just do that shit. You know what I mean?
I was listening to your last podcast, and it low-key, it hit me different because I like what you said.
About what?
It was like, which one? It was this last one.
About saying just do what the fuck you want to do and be happy?
Yeah. That shit hit me because I was like, yo, that's what I've been aiming for this whole time, and it's like.
Because that's what it's about.
Exactly.
I was thinking, there's a show me and my girl watching. It's real popular right now. It's called Alone, and they put you out. It's a contest. They put 10 people out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and whoever survives the longest.
Like Naked and Afraid?
Yeah, but like on steroids.
Oh,
they're not naked. They're just then you don't have a timeline.
Oh no.
It's whoever goes the longest.
What?
Yeah, so you could go fucking however long. The person to stay out by themselves the longest to survive in the wild, the longest wins $500,000.
Hey,
so
that's crazy.
And so I was watching it, and that's when I was like, man, like you only live, like you only experience this fucking thing once. Whatever life is right now, you only experience this shit once. Once you close your eyes and you give your last breath, you're fucking done forever. Like no matter what the fuck, like no matter what, this experience that we're having right now, you're not gonna have it again. Never again. Even if there's like eternity, what does Joe Rogan say? There's fucking an infinite amount of universes or some shit, or an infinite amount of what possibility, whatever. This exact experience is never gonna happen again. Even if there's an infinite amount of you in different fucking infinite amount of people.
Fucking Joe Rogan.
Yeah. This right here
Yeah.
is never going to fucking happen again. This exact moment is never going to fucking happen again. Why waste your fucking time? Why waste your life? Obviously, it's not easy. We all have different circumstances. And not all of us could just say, or not many of us could just say, oh, fuck it, I'm leaving my 9-to-5 job and doing whatever I want. We all have different responsibilities and different, life.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is, like, work towards that. Whatever makes you fucking happy, whatever the fuck you find interest or find joy in, or what makes you happy, and that's a passion of yours. And not that you're doing it for this, but if that passion can bring in profit, because then it remove some stress from the responsibilities that you have, then do that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Do that shit, because that's what it's about. It's about finding joy and being happy, controlling what you can control to make you happy. If there's shit that you can't control and it makes you upset, you can't control it. Just fucking let it ride. You know what I mean? Because you can't control that shit. So, hey, it is what it is.
That's like a conversation I have with my dad all the time, too. Like, yo, there's things I want to do. And, like, I feel like
what's happening, Juan?
Hey, don't do that. He always says that, huh? Like, don't do that. But like,
I was telling you guys the last episode, just real quick, that fool Juan and my pops have been friends for probably like 30 years and shit.
Hey, we were just talking about this today. Me and Isaac, we're talking about the laundromat. How it all started.
They worked at a laundromat, like where, like nurses and doctors and mechanics and 7-Eleven and any job that they provide the uniforms for. Those companies that come and pick up the uniforms, well, where those companies wash their shits, that's where our pops used to work at together.
Yeah. So. I think they used to live together. And
they lived together for a while.
La Refugio or some shit like that.
Yeah. In a fucking, like a room this size probably.
Literally, huh?
Like it was just a shed in the back.
There. My dad always tells me. That shit was crazy.
So, but anyways, what conversation you were having with today?
Yeah. Because I try to explain that to him. Like, yo, I know, like, there's things I want to do. And I always tell him, like, sometimes I do feel like just leaving my job. And then, like, we get into this argument, like, he's like, bro, like, he kind of, like, motivates it. Like, he's like, yo, right now is the time to do it if you really want to do it. But then he kind of goes against it, too. Like, oh, like, you have things to pay, you have this and that. Like, how are you just going to leave? And I feel like, I like how you said, like, once your eyes are closed, they're closed. Chase it right now. It's like, this is like the time. And I feel like I'm about to turn 18. And I feel like I really want to be an entrepreneur. I want to own my own business. And I feel like what I'm doing right now, I'm really not into like what I'm doing. And I feel like I'm ready to just bounce. And then I don't really know like how to approach it, like how I was saying it earlier. And
can you apply at a place where this, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know if you want to put it out there, but where this, in the industry that you want to get into, can you start working at the lower end? Because let me tell you, I wanted to be an architect, right? Yeah. When I was younger, I still do. I still dig that shit. Mm-hmm, but when I was I had started the process to start going to school.
Yeah.
For that, and I was like, yo, I had like 2 years in working as a mechanic. Fucking fixing up fucking tour buses, big ass fucking charter buses. And I was like, yo, if I'm gonna be an architect, I need to get in that fucking world. So my cousin, he's a GM at a construction company. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna start working construction. You know what I mean? Because that has shit to do with buildings. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, can you get into something of that world to start getting knowledge and shit from? That's what you should do.
Yeah.
I mean, like, do that type of shit. That way you already in that world and you, like, little by little start, getting into a different lane and then a different lane, then a different lane, then a different lane in that world. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that you could get to where you need to get. Yeah. You get that knowledge that you need in that world. If you're still sitting on the outside, if you want to be here but you're over here, then you got to get like to the outskirts of here and then a little bit more in, then a little bit more in, then a little bit more in towards the center till you know what you need to do to have your own established business.
Hey, that was perfectly said. That's exactly how I felt. Like, I do feel like I'm over here, and like what I really want to do is over here. And I know what you mean. Like, I'm gonna put it out there. You feel me? I'm gonna just say it. I do.
Put it out.
I want to get it, and I want to get into like the cannabis industry. I seen all this, or like I've been studying what I want to get into. I've been doing research. I've been doing everything. I really want to own my own dispensary. I want to sell it legally. I want to do everything, cause it's just a dream of mine. So I'm gonna start chasing it. But I like how you said that though.
Then
like,
get a job at a dispensary, fucking clean the fucking cabinets or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking work the floor. When you start as a mechanic, you don't start as a fucking mechanic.
Yeah,
you start as the shop bitch.
Yeah, hey. Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're fucking mopping floors. You're sweeping up shit. You're cleaning other fucking people's fucking messes that they leave.
Hey,
you know what I mean? Hey, and then if they need your help, they fucking call you over to fucking hold a flashlight.
Hey, I work at a garage right now, and that's facts.
You know what I mean? So if you're gonna be treated like that at a place you don't give a fuck, why don't you be treated like that somewhere you give a fuck, and you know that you're gonna level up?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, if that's what you want to do, and that's what your dad was saying, you know what I mean? Like, you can't just bounce if you don't know what the fuck.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. He wasn't trying to bring you down. I'm sure he was saying, "Yo, it's possible." But you gotta be real about it. Also, you can't just say, "Oh, I'm becoming a fucking millionaire in 2 months."
Nah, yeah,
that shit don't happen.
Nah.
You gotta be fucking like, you know what? This is what I plan on doing. Whether it fucking happens that way or not, it's out of my control. But if I can control it, this is the way it's gonna happen. I'm gonna fucking start scrubbing these floors there instead of here.
Yeah,
and then fucking get my know about there, and then level up to a different position, then level up to where. And not level up to a position because that's the goal, but in the position where you get more knowledge in order for you to get where you need to get. So
that was facts, bro. That was pretty facts.
I mean,
I got a comment about that.
What?
It's like Flaco, our brother.
What about?
He started off washing dishes at a restaurant, and he kept leveling up, until he finally got to chef. And look at him now, working at. One of the, not top in LA, but it's known. It's
Flux goes hard. Hey,
shout out. What is it? Crisis LeBeau. That's what it was. I didn't forget this time. I forgot last time. Shout out.
I be on those streams. You see me.
Shout out. Catch him on
Twitch.
Twitch. I was gonna say Twitcher. Catch him on Twitch. Oh shit. Catch him on Twitch. Out there doing live streams. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't like doing this type of shit, like giving out advice, because who the fuck am I to give out advice? Like, I'm not anybody successful like that. You know what I mean? Like what I'm saying is I'm not trying to. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I'm just a regular ass fool. You feel me? Like, I shouldn't be, like, I don't have fucking, like, I'm not in a position or in a place. I don't give myself that shit. You know what I mean? So I don't like doing this shit, but.
I don't think it matters like who gives
what I mean?
advice. It's all about the knowledge that you have in there. Like, yo, you have a lot of facts that you can spit, bro. Just give out advice. You never know. You could be a motivational speaker. Facts. Hey, hell yeah.
Nah, but yeah, man. What else you want to talk about? You good? What's our time?
1 hour.
Damn. I usually doing like fucking 45. I tell him to light me at 45.
Hey, let's just get lit. Isaac, give us a topic, bro.
Go.
Fronton.
Hey, the Fronton games.
Dang, you don't know about the Fronton games, dog.
I was there.
Nah.
Yeah. Hey, I was there every weekend with them too. Hey, I remember. Hey, I was telling Isaac a funny story. I remember my little brother, Tito. Hey, we got some bikes, and we were too little to play the games with them. So we'd be outside with Isaac playing, like riding our bikes. Isaac being the BMX, scooters, skateboards. And I remember security pulled up on Tito one time. They're like, yo, you can't be riding your bike here. And he just started busting down crying. And like, I remember my dad came out. He was making it worse. He was like, why are you crying? He just wants to talk to you. Like, stop crying.
He thought he was getting arrested.
Yeah. Shout out Tito. Sorry, I had to put that story out there.
Tito Pito.
Bahaloche guy now. Champless. What? He plays the Bahaloche.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Fucking vato tumbao.
Sheesh. Puros corridos tumbados. Hey.
That's what you guys listen to, huh?
Yeah.
That's where you fucking know. Let me give you a motivational speech about that.
It's all about the originals.
If that's what you fucking like, that's what you like. I mean, I'm just bullshit. I mean, I don't like them, but I'm just saying, like, who the fuck am I?
Nah, I'm into everything. Let me ask you something though, real quick. Do you really like this?
Like what?
Like the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be doing it.
I could tell.
I mean, it's cool. I mean, I've wanted to do it for the longest. What? You grabbed it like you were gonna say something. Yeah, I've always wanted to do it. Like, I don't know. I just like to fucking talk. And sometimes I talk about the same shit. Like, I just like go over and over and over and over about the same shit. But, yeah, I just like to fucking talk. Like, I find
joy, happiness.
Not happiness, maybe joy. Like, I just find it interesting in people's stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just a person's story, just a person's experience about whatever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't live your life. You know what I mean? And whether it's the most simple life or the most simple conversation we're having, your view is different from mine. Even if we share the same idea, like your view, like the way you see shit is different. So that's what's interesting to me. And I've always wanted to do it ever since I started like listening to Joe Rogan. Obviously, he's the fucking king of podcasts. You know what I mean? But I was like, yo, I want to do that shit one day. And I've always wanted to do it for like at least 3 years. And, finally I just said, fuck it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Partly was my boy Rob and partly was my girl saying, fucking just do it. Just do that shit. And I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it.
Hey,
you know what I mean? So,
hey, it's lit, bro. I'm going to say this. You know how you always talk about your reps and everything? To me, the last 3 episodes, they hit different, bro. I like how you went from a topic serious to messing around. I mean, to a serious topic. My bad. I said that wrong real quick.
No, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, you went from like a serious topic to messing around to a serious topic. I was like, yo, I mess with the switch. I like how you easily.
I mean, there's no like schedule to this. Like even today, I was like, yo, I mean, I'm gonna just fucking see where this goes. You know, and it's just the rep. It's just doing it. Whatever it is, just doing it. Just. I just look at it like like a workout, like you're working out towards something like, you know what I mean? You got to get those reps and got to get that technique down. Got to do whatever it is you got to do to, you know what I mean? And whatever, you know what I mean? It's just, this is episode, 18? You know what I mean? The ones after Esteban, well, no, because then Robert. I don't know, but the last ones that I've done by myself, and then this one, they've just kind of been like free flowed and just talked about maybe whatever was happening around, but they just kind of just been, nothing written down, just doing what it is. So,
hey, you know how like you always talk about like with your homies like about all the protests and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How come you don't talk about you don't get into too much detail about like why you don't, what side, like how you always say like you're not against one, but then you're not like for the other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean by when you say that?
So like,
I know it probably sounds like simple, like in the term, like how you said it, but yo, I'm kind of slow.
No. So like what I'm saying is like, I don't like side with anybody specifically because then that means like if I like this thing, this coaster, right? It's a square coaster. If I like this square coaster and I side with it, then that means I agree with this whole fucking square coaster.
Oh.
And that's not me. You know what I mean? Because there's shit that I don't like. You know what I mean? Like, even the community that I was just kind of just thrown in to the undocumented community. You know what I mean? They brought me over when I was young, baby.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a choice in that. But what I'm saying is, there's things in that community that I'm part of that I don't have no choice of being out of that I don't like. So how, you know what I mean? So for example, like that, there's just things that there's like for the Black Lives Matter shit. I don't agree with everything. For the defund the police, I don't know what that means in its entirety, so I can't agree with it. But like I agree with, you know what I mean? Like I said, depends what they mean. Racist people, I don't fucking agree with them at all, but it depends where they come from. If that's all they've known, I don't agree with it, but I understand why they're racist. If their world, if this fucking square is all white, right? I mean, it's a white fucking coaster. If all this square believes in, and everything in this square is like white racists in this fucking square, and somebody was born in this square and they haven't gone outside of this square, what are they gonna know? Just whatever's in this square. So you can't necessarily blame them for like growing into that, because it wasn't their choice, right? They could have gone out and maybe learned other things, but they didn't. So I understand why they may be of that same idea. I don't agree with it at all, but I understand. You know what I mean? I'm completely against racism. You know what I mean? That's one thing for sure. You know what I mean? And inequality and all that shit, but I don't necessarily like to side with one specific side or idea or vision other than mine, because I know what I mean. I know what I feel. I know what I'm trying to put out. I don't know what the head organizer of this fucking thing really wants to do. I don't fucking, especially if there's hundreds of thousands of people in that group. I don't know. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. But if you do shit out of your heart and out of positivity and out of, you know, progress, positive progress, then why not? You know what I mean? Like if you, I'm not saying don't go to a fucking protest because you don't know what they're about. If you want to do it because you have your own ideas and you support some of the things that they do and you decide, then that's on you. That's cool. I don't disagree with it. Like I don't disagree with, not because I don't agree with them completely means I disagree with them. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, I mean, this past weekend we were up in Big Bear and there was a Blue Lives Matter protest.
Hey, I heard in Big Bear it gets scary. Like a lot of racist people up there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You could tell there's for sure a bunch of conservatives up there, racist or not, maybe racist, but conservative people that are passionate. Like we passed right by them and I didn't say anything, partly because I was with my girl and shit, but
that's respect.
Also, I'm like, they have a right to talk shit too. If we're gonna talk shit, or people who I agree with are gonna talk shit, they have the right to talk shit too.
Yeah.
If that's the shit that they want to talk about, then that's the shit that they want to talk about.
Hey.
Unfortunately, we could have a conversation. That's different, but I'm not gonna sit there and be like, man, fuck you, piece of shit. Like, I'm not gonna like it if I'm at a fucking protest against them. If they come over and say, fuck you, piece of shit, then it's like, what's up?
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm gonna say what's up, then why can't they say what's up?
Yo.
You feel me? So that's why I'm like, fuck them, whatever.
Hey, that's facts.
So, but yeah. Did I explain it or no?
Yeah, no, okay. You hit
it was
it
like a
good.
long ass fucking 10-minute
rant. It's cool. It's just something I always wanted to like.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, like, you know, like.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't know. I don't.
I liked your answer though, because I kind of felt like you were gonna say something like that. Like I just wanted it to ask, you know.
Yeah.
It was just something that was on my mind. Like I watched all of you and your homies' conversations. The guy that you kind of had like a battle with or whatever, like, oh, he was for, and like you're like, but why, and everything, you know.
Yeah.
So it was just like, it was just a question.
Yeah. And that's his view. And you know, he's my. I mean, I consider him my boy. He's cool. He's like, he's came over and helped me with with my girl's Airstream and shit. Like just because him and I don't share the same fucking, like, I guess political views or whatever, that doesn't mean he can't. Like, I can't be cool with the dude.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know
like,
what you mean.
It just, like, why? Like, why just because, like, that fool likes Trump, am I gonna say fuck you? Like, he's a cool cat. Yeah, that's just his view. He doesn't, you know what I mean? He doesn't do shit with a malicious intent. So, you know, that's his view. He has a right to have that view. That just is what it is. Like, do I want my fucking views to be fucking pushed over and say, no, you got to believe this. Nah.
Yeah.
So why should I impose something on somebody else? You know? Mm-hmm. So, but yeah.
I know what else I want to talk about.
You don't know what else?
No, I do.
Oh,
I do.
What's up?
You go fishing a lot, huh?
Yeah.
Is it crazy?
That shit's whack, man. I haven't caught shit. I've been fishing for like, I mean, ever since like I like started to look up shit. Probably like since September last year. I haven't caught shit.
Nah.
I haven't caught shit like at all. Like not even like a serious nibble. I'm like, man, fuck this. This past weekend too, a fucking fish jumped right by my fucking bait. Like right, I think it was trying to get it and it missed, and it just like, I'm like, oh bitch.
Damn.
But
I want to get into fishing so bad. That shit looks cool.
I want to get on a fish so bad.
I watched this guy. He does like catch and cooks. I think his name is like Ace Videos or something. It's not a shout out to him, but just hey, you better shout us out first. No, but it looks interesting. I'm like,
that's cool, but yeah, that shit's hard, bro.
Yeah,
like that shit's hard.
What if it's like the wrong bait you're using or something?
Hell no, I looked that shit up. I was like, yo, I fucking spent like $100 one weekend just buying different baits and shit.
Yeah,
that shit's whack. I mean, it's cool being out there and shit and bullshitting and fucking, you know what I mean, being out there and shit.
Hey, but you use the kayaks though. That shit looks hard, no?
Nah, because you just anchor down and then just do it. I mean, I don't know how it's like when you have a fish on the line. Obviously, I don't know how hard that shit is, but yeah, I didn't catch shit, so it's not hard at all. Kayaking is not hard at all. So
I think I'm just fat, low key. Hey, I'm a big boy. Who cares?
That has nothing to do with the fucking kayak.
Yeah, this has to do a lot.
Nah, what you mean? You be good.
That shit will start sinking or something.
No, my man, it doesn't have a hole full like.
Hey, there's a hole to get in.
Nah,
but yeah, I low key want to start fishing. That shit looks cool.
Let's do it.
We might go deep sea fishing.
Yeah, we've been. Well, yeah, I've caught shit deep sea fishing, but that's because they take you like right on top of the fish and you just drop it.
Yeah. Oh, that's cheating. Yeah. Shit, ain't about to go on Wicked Tuna.
Yeah, Wicked Tuna. Yeah, that's what they do. They just take you out there and then they're like, oh, all right, everybody drop your shit. And then everybody drops their shit and then everybody gets shit. Yeah. Isaac caught shit. Everybody caught shit.
Come on, dude. Hey,
you just like to fucking take them off the hook.
Oh, why not?
Because you're scared.
Hey, I was watching this one fishing video actually before we came here. Some guy, the hook was in the fish's nose. That shit looks sad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, hey man, if you're trying to eat that shit, then whatever. But if you just, I don't get that. I mean, I get the idea between like catch and release, but I mean, I don't know. Like I'm trying to eat. Nah. Like I don't even like fish, and I'm trying to eat it. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to.
Wait, like you never. Wait. You don't like fish, but you want to eat it.
Like I want. Like if I catch it, then I'm gonna eat it.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Like if I catch a fish, then I'm eating that shit. No, I'm not just catching it just to watch it die.
Hey, that's sad, huh?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, cause I feel like, I mean, I don't know the science, but I think that as when you catch a fucking fish and you're like, oh look, like, well, I'm probably not.
But isn't there like a certain length though before you could kill it, or like?
Well, yeah, they have some type of like I think some type of. Well, I think bass up there and Big Bear and like Crestline and all that shit. I think you're good. But like there's like certain trouts that they have to be certain length and they're different shit. But
I don't know like the difference between a trout or what.
I'm not an expert. I just know like the difference between like a trout, a large smallmouth, smallmouth, striped bass, and then obviously a catfish. That's it. And they have like rainbow trout and they have all this bullshit. I don't know that shit. But
have you ever done that one thing, catfishing with your hand?
Noodling?
Yeah. That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Hey, that shit looks pretty lit.
I don't know, bro. You could die. They'll fucking take you under.
Under where?
The water.
Like catfish?
Yeah, fool. You're not getting little catfish like this with noodling.
Wait, but
you get like fucking big ass food like this, dog.
Damn.
You gotta stick your whole hand in their mouth and then take it out their gill and fucking pull it out.
That's crazy.
But if they're strong enough, they'll take you fucking down.
I'll suck that food in his head.
Hell nah. Down there, bro, you move slow motion.
I can't even swim.
Slow motion. What the fuck? How are you supposed to go kayaking? You can't even swim. What if you go
Exactly. Hey. F swimming.
Oh, remember that one time we were in Big Bear? You couldn't get back up?
Hey.
Remember that time?
Hey, we don't talk about that.
Nah, we talk about that. You shout out Tito and shit.
I know.
We were out there in Big Bear and shit. And,
wait, who went first? Wasn't it
me?
you?
I jumped off and got back on, whatever.
You see what happens?
The fucking...
It's because Isaac, he kept saying I was in Maui if I wouldn't jumped in. So I was like, yo. Let me hold it down.
That was funny. Yeah, you couldn't get back on the boat.
Hey, I got rescued, though, by the lake police.
The lake police, yeah.
Hey, they made it up to me, though. They let me drive the boat. Drive the boat.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, man. What else?
What I was doing?
You good? But we did an hour.
Hey, whenever.
You good?
Oh, yeah.
You good?
Hey, I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you. That
Hey,
shit was cool.
Thank you, bro.
I was kind of like, man, hopefully, like, it goes smooth because I don't know, like, where it's going to go, like, in the sense of from my end. But it was dope.
It was dope.
It was dope. I appreciate it.
It was a cool experience, bro.
It was dope. No, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, much love, guys. Thank you guys for watching again. Shout out Gio. Shout out Juan and Tito and Diane and Jasmine and all them.
Hey.
Yeah.
Shout out Lexi.
Oh yeah, my bad, Lexi.
Hey.
I forgot.
Hey,
I forgot.
That look.
Damn, she's like, you better shout me. Yeah, and obviously you guys watching and shit. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching and sharing and all that shit. Thank you guys. Yeah, much love. Peace.
Peace out.